Hey guys, Ferrari Dave here. What is happening with my hair? Had the Detroit Auto Show kind of wrapping up, and it was kind of a big one. Kind of run through my favorite cars from there for you and why. If I don't get to any cars, probably because it wasn't a redesign. But let me know in the comments. Mercedes had a new G-Wagon, which they said was a redesign. You still wouldn't know it looking at it. The front and back look pretty different, especially the front, and you can see changes on the side, but evidently it's totally redesigned for the first time in a long while, and it has new engines, and the interior is really nice, which I'll show you. It looks like a vehicle of that price point. So I think it'll sell well. It always has before. Supposedly a lot more competent on-road, and Mercedes says they've kept the same capacity off-road on it. Performance hybrids are kind of the way of the future, and Mercedes, I guess, agrees, because they have the AMG 53s, so it slots between the 43 and the 63, and it's a hybrid system, but it's one meant mostly for performance, and it does help with MPG. It's from 370 horsepower in like the 43 up to 430, and it increases the torque a lot as well. Fiat Chrysler, I feel like, was kind of light in this show. They're probably saving more for like a later show, I'm thinking. They did have the all-new Ram, which is kind of their big bread and butter. It's like Jeep and Ram. 200 pounds lighter. It has a 12-inch touchscreen in the middle thing. It reminds me of Tesla or Mercedes. It's also a mild hybrid, which is pretty cool. It's one of the first trucks to kind of go with that mild like hybrid system. Speaking of new trucks, the new Ranger is so cool. There's not a lot of competition in like smaller trucks right now. There's like the Ridgeline. There's Chevy has like the Colorado. Might be a big market, but there's just not a lot of competition out there. So this truck looks really cool outside. And if it performs well as well, I think a lot of people don't need a giant, massive truck. Hyundai kind of blew me away. First you have Kia coming out with the Stinger, and now you have Hyundai having a new Veloster. The old Veloster was kind of funky, it was kind of cool, but you know, I don't think it was a particularly great seller, which has 275 horsepower, and that's before you like do a tune or anything like that on it. I should be able to get one of those to review. Still waiting on the Stinger though, so glad that Hyundai kept that car around. I think small, fun cars are getting more and more rare. Acura, pretty fast there. They just had the RDX. It was technically a prototype. It looks pretty production ready. It looked really nice, and the interior is much better than the old one. More spacious, but most importantly, it had better engines. The old one's just getting pretty long in the tooth, and I'm sure that'll need a new MDX, which is the larger SUV, soon as well. You know, cars that went a few years without updating. Audi had a new A7. No doubt the dynamics will be better based on how good the new A4, S5, A8, and all of that is. I think the interior will be way better. I'm not so sure on the outside. The front looks good. The side still looks good. The back, though, just looks kind of generic. It doesn't really have as much presence as the old one. What do you guys think? I'm going to reserve final judgment until I see it in person, because a lot of cars, you know, don't photograph or video well, but look awesome in person, and vice versa. You see a car in person, you're like, ugh. On that note of those four-door coupes, the CLS is also going to just redesign. Comes also in the 53.6 with the hybrid. Also, I think they both played it safe there. Big news though, which you probably saw in the title, the Ford Mustang Bullitt. I mean, it's not really big news per se. I'll just show it to you. It's beautiful. That color is so cool, and if you've seen the movie, you know it's like a cool car. This is like, I think, the third time, correct me in the comments, Ford's done like a Bullitt Mustang, and I guess it's the 50th anniversary of you know, the movie. Volkswagen had the all-new Jetta, which is pretty cool. It used to be a Volkswagen, it's an Audi's. The big difference was kind of like the interior, unless you went with like the all-wheel drive variant. Otherwise, you know, driving dynamics, they were pretty similar. And then Volkswagen did this whole thing where they catered to the American market with the Jetta and the Passat, and they weren't like German, kind of great performing cars. They were bigger and, you know, maybe a better value. Well, Volkswagen's back. The new Jetta rides on the A3, same platform as like the A3. It looks really cool. It really does look like a baby Audi. If you debadged that, especially in back, I think a lot, and from the side, a lot of people would think it was an Audi. Not sure in the front how I feel about that grille where it kind of goes in. I'm sure it'll look better in like dark colors or in person. But yeah, the interior is really nice. The price is right on these cars. I know an owner of a Volkswagen dealer, so I can't wait to get my hands on one of these. I reviewed the Atlas. I haven't posted it yet, the Tiguan as well. So I'm really excited based on what the great work they've done with SUVs to see what they do, you know, now about sedans. Also on that note is a new Passat GT V6 again. So that's pretty exciting. I'll also want to check that out. I can't wait to see like an all-new Passat, you know, probably based on how good the new Jetta seems to be. Again, like the new Jetta, you can get a Type R variant, you can get a limited slip diff. So it's actually gonna probably perform like a German car, you know, but priced similarly to like a Japanese car or an American car. So again, if I miss any cars, let me know what you think down in the comments. And of course, subscribe, because I do intend to review at least a majority of these cars. Well, next time, my speedy racers, drive on.